I've been playing Mario Maker a lot recently, sometimes at the cost of my upload schedule. And just as there are rules of rarity for quality control in costumes, so too do I have rules of good level design for those of you who are playing Mario Maker, or who are level designers in general. These are just my personal rules, not something that anybody has to follow, but stuff that from my experiences are my personal preferences. 1. When you make a level, try to make it look like a level. Make sure that every object is attached to ground or has some kind of logical flow to it. Don't overclutter the level with all kinds of monsters and objects and things, and make it look nice and streamlined. When you're playing a level, it should feel like it belongs in an official game. Things in some way or another should make sense. When designing a level, make sure that there are no dead ends. Don't have any situation in the level where if you miss a jump or turn in the wrong direction, Mario can no longer reverse direction and go back in the way that he came from. Every place where Mario runs or jumps, he should be able to get out of. You shouldn't find yourself missing a jump and falling down somewhere where it's impossible for Mario to jump out of that situation. Or getting yourself stuck in some kind of tight crevice or small area where now Mario is the wrong size to move on forward. You should not find yourself in an area where you need a springboard or a brick or some other thing along those lines, and now you no longer have it because it got destroyed accidentally and now you're stuck. Every situation that Mario gets into, he should be able to get out of. You should be able to consider all of the mistakes the gamer can make along the way and have ways to reverse out of the mistake and try again. If a power-up is necessary and that power-up is lost, you should be able to reclaim that power-up. 3. Mario at no time should be forced to take damage just to move forward. Even if Mario takes damage and regains his power-up, you should feel as if it was possible to make every single jump without taking damage. 4. This isn't a rule so much as it is a guideline. I don't particularly like it when a level has every single jump, every single run, every single move be pixel precise down to the very last centimeter. If Mario has to jump or run or do anything, there should be a couple of inches of leeway where if he misses his jump, he can still land safely. I don't particularly like levels where every single move has to be timed exactly perfectly. I don't like it when the length of the jump has to be perfect, the height of the jump has to be perfect, the speed of the running has to be perfect, where if you make even the slightest mistake, Mario gets punished for it. And I especially don't like it when half of the time the actions that happen in and around Mario aren't in his control and are actually left up to random chance. It's no fun to make a jump only to fall into a pit because you were a few pixels too short. Nor is it fun to make a jump in height only to run right into a monster or a projectile that just happened to come at you at the wrong time. Nor is it fun to be punished with death the very second that you start if you don't continuously keep moving. Levels should be fun and shouldn't be overly punishing. If a level's too easy, it's no fun either, but a level that's too ridiculously hard also isn't fun. You can have a hard level, it just has to feel like it's possible to accomplish the goal that is set to you in the level. 5. If you're going to have a puzzle, that's all fine and good, but have the answer of the puzzle be at least somewhere reasonable in a reasonable area. Don't hide the answer to the puzzle way across the other end of the level or in some place that isn't even visible when you go into another person's stage and edit it. Have the answer to how to do the things that you have to do be completely possible one way or another so that people can see how to accomplish what must be accomplished. Don't make levels that are so crazy and impossible that nobody can ever find out how to beat the level. It's okay to be a little trollish or a little challenging or a little puzzling, but there should definitely be a logical way to accomplish what needs to be accomplished. Number 6, don't exploit glitches in your level. Only create levels that use what is supposed to be used in a fair Mario game. Don't expect people to just glitch their way through to the other side of things. 7, don't have doors and pipes that open up and drop you immediately into death. Nobody likes a guessing game of going into the unknown only to exit up into immediate death. People like things where they feel they have a fair chance of surviving. Death should be your fault, not something that comes out and hits you from some place that you couldn't possibly see or predict. You shouldn't have to play the level over and over again. A level should be completable on your first time through. 9. Don't have an empty level. Empty levels are boring and uninteresting. Making a level that is too easy and has too few monsters in it and too few tricks is just as boring and pointless as a level that is super cluttered and has every inch of the screen filled up with creatures. It's simply not fun. And the final thing on my mind about Mario Maker levels is don't overuse spites and munchers. Yes, it is nice to have spites and munchers as an obstacle to do you guaranteed damage, but filling them everywhere and putting them all over the sky with no ground to rest on, or giving them bits of ground that looks weirdly placed, or just having them all over the entire screen so that there's only a few inches of space to crawl through, or forcing you to grab a star and run through them, or whatever else, just isn't fun. I don't particularly like levels where you get a running start and you start flying and then all of a sudden you hit spikes, or where you make a leap of faith off of a cliff and suddenly hit spikes, or where you have to jump very precisely in between spikes and avoid hitting them, especially during a free fall. Spikes and munchers can be used, but use them sparingly and don't go overboard crazy with them. Anyhow, that's just some of my thoughts off the top of my head about stuff I don't like seeing in Mario Maker, or any modifications as you will. Let me know some of your thoughts on this situation in the comments section below. Thank you for watching, and good night.